Namaste, everyone, and welcome back to my channel called zuzanareacts, where I learn all things Bharat with you, but not just share my Slovak Central European point of view. So, I just literally came back from India, and I was told that I should definitely check out a girl called Dhruv Rathee. If I'm pronouncing his name correctly, I really haven't heard about him. I know that you guys mentioned this in the comments. He seemed very controversial, and I'd like to stay away from this topic, but the video I picked is a bit more of a spiritual twist, and his comparison with Sadhguru, or maybe what he talks about Sadhguru. So I'm quite interested to see about his persona, what he's about. As I mentioned, I met a few people and that said you should definitely check him out. Yeah, and I'm very curious what this video is actually going to be about. But before we jump into today's video,
please like this video and click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification. Thank you so much for your support.
Okay, let's get into it. It's Dhruv Rathee versus Sadhguru. So I'm very curious what the guy has to say about spirituality, about Sadhguru, and let's discover this together.
जग्गी वासुदेव जो प्राउडली कहते हैं कि उन्होंने कोई हिंदू स्क्रिप्चर्स नहीं पढ़े. Somebody who reads a book and talks that is plagiarism. I read no book. If somebody says this is not what is in a book, I will say please correct the book. खुद भी कहते हैं कि spiritual books पढ़ने की कोई जरूरत नहीं.
So Dhruv Rathee has turned a spiritual master now. Yes, I'm not kidding. In his recent video, he was seen teaching everyone which guru to follow and which guru to not follow. See, the main issue with people like Dhruv Rathee is not that they try to paint a false picture of Sadhguru. The main issue is that they consider the spiritual seekers to be very gullible and weak. Dhruv Rathee thinks we don't have enough sense to see what is right or wrong. It is almost funny to see someone like Dhruv Rathee, who doesn't have a clue about what spirituality is, talk about scriptures, spiritual masters, and enlightenment. So let's find out if Dhruv Rathee is qualified enough to talk about Sadhguru or not.
मैं हमेशा योगा को फिजिकल योगा से एसोसिएट करता था एक्चुअली. मुझे लगता था यही योगा है मतलब.
In his latest video, he said Sadhguru says that one should not read scriptures, and he...
Can I just pause for a second, because I've newly acquired your knowledge from India. Why would Indian people talk about yoga as opposed to yoga? Because I understand that's the correct way of saying that. So I would be just quite curious to know, but let's continue.
Himself hasn't studied any scriptures. And Dhruv showed this edited clip to show that Sadhguru is so arrogant about it.
Somebody says this is not what is in a book, I will say please correct the book.
Now let's see what Sadhguru actually means by this statement.
My name is Deepesh, coming from Kerala. I have been reading books, almost 100 books about spirituality. I like talking spirituality. I like philosophizing about spirituality, about Buddhism, Anapanasati yoga, everything. But when coming to practice, I postpone it. How to avoid laziness?
Looks like Dhruv Rathee would ask the same question.
मुझे लगता था यही योगा है मतलब.
So you cannot think about it, you cannot talk about it, because whatever you think and talk about is not spirituality. It's not even good literature, really, believe me. There's better literature in the world than spiritual books. If 100 books that you read did not create enough thirst in you to do something about it, there is nothing spiritual about these books. If it created a longing within you that you couldn't help doing something about it, then that book is okay. Even that book is not spiritual, at least it's inspirational. It inspired you enough to take a step, and 1,000,000 words that you read are of no consequence. If you take one little step, it's worth all the scriptures on the planet. So, before it's too late, take at least one small step. Now that you are here, at least start one 12-minute Isha Kriya. And I have specially designed this for people like you. It has got words in the meditation.
I think Dhruv will still not get it, and if he watches this video, he will take a small bite from it and try to defame Sadhguru with it.
And 1,000,000 words that you read are of no consequence. If you take one little step, It's worth all the scriptures on the planet. It's worth all the scriptures on the planet. It's worth all the scriptures on the planet.
After trolling Sadhguru in the video, Dhruv mentions he likes Adi Shankaracharya and Swami Vivekananda and have made videos on them. Let's teach Dhruv a little about these two. Swami Vivekananda once very famously said, "Kicking a ball brings you closer to divine than prayer." To understand Vivekananda's take on reading scriptures, here is a quote from him. Knowledge of the absolute depends upon no book. No amount of knowledge will give the knowledge of the absolute. Clean the dust from your mirror and purify your mind, and in a flesh you will know that you are the absolute or Brahman. But I'm sure Dhruv Rathee is not aware of this, because in his video of Vivekananda, he portrays Vivekananda as some sort of a liberal whom he wants to fit into his agenda and ideology. He never mentions Vivekananda's Diksha by his guru Ramakrishna Paramahansa or his spiritual experiences as a monk. If you want to know about the mystical and spiritual aspect of Swami Vivekananda, watch our video on him after this video. You will get the link of the video in the description. Dhruv also mentions Adi Shankaracharya, but he does not know Adi Shankaracharya is known for Nirvana Shatkam. And in the fourth verse of Nirvana Shatkam, he says, "Neither am I bound by merits nor sins, neither by worldly joys nor by sorrows. Neither am I bound by sacred hymns, nor by sacred places, neither by sacred scriptures, nor by sacrifices. I am neither experience, nor an object to be experienced, nor the experiencer. I am the ever pure blissful consciousness. I am Shiva. I am Shiva, the ever pure blissful consciousness." Adi Shankaracharya ji has also said, when the ultimate truth is not known, the study of scriptures is fruitless. When the ultimate truth is known, then also the study of scriptures is fruitless. I know Dhruv does not know this because his concern for Hinduism and scriptures in his video is fake. He just wants to manipulate his viewers, and I can prove it. On one hand, he claims to respect these scriptures and Hinduism a great deal. On the other, he gives a shout out to a YouTube channel like Science is Dope.
I will openly say that Hinduism is bullshit.
This is the level of hypocrisy of Dhruv Rathee. If some of you are still not convinced, here is one more for you. In the video, Dhruv Rathee also says that he takes inspiration from Ramayana and learns a lot from it. But the reality is this.
I don't pray, especially not to idols.
Not to idols, okay.
मूर्तियों की पूजा नहीं करने में विश्वास रखता हूं.
That makes sense, I think. And why do you know when you became an atheist, when you realized you're an atheist? Because I think एक उम्र
बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग सवाल है, क्योंकि बचपन में ही मुझे जब कहानियां सुनाई जाती थी, तभी मुझे डाउट होता था जब मैं 7-8 साल का था कि ये क्या बोलने लग रहे हैं, ऑब्वियसली रियल नहीं हो सकता.
करेक्ट.
जब मुझे रामायण महाभारत की कहानियां सुनाई गई थी बचपन में, मैंने कहा था ये कैसे पॉसिबल हो सकता है कि ये बंदरों की सेना थी और ऐसा था और ये विमान उड़ते थे उस टाइम पे. मैंने काफी लोगों से पूछने की कोशिश करी थी बचपन में भी, और वो कोई सीधा जवाब नहीं देता था इसमें.
Also, Dhruv says everyone should follow Acharya Prashant instead of Sadhguru in the video. This shows his level of ignorance. He doesn't even know the difference between a teacher and a Sadhguru. Sadhguru is both a yogi and a guru, while Acharya Prashant is an Acharya who gives lectures on the teachings of Vedanta.
मुझे लगता था यही हो गया, मतलब
Acharya Prashant is okay, we don't have any problem with him. But if you want to watch lectures on Indian scriptures, there are better options like Swami Sarva Priyananda or Edwin Bryant, who has also written one of the greatest commentaries on Yoga Sutras for today's generation. Lastly, Dhruv, if you really want to know the ultimate truth, lectures won't help much. You need Sadhguru for that. All the scriptures, whether it's the Yoga Sutras, Shiva Sutras, or any other, emphasize that sadhana and a guru are the most important elements for a seeker.
As I said, when Vivekananda said, you are closer to God in kicking a ball than in prayer. See, if you become practiced in your prayer,
You can be praying and managing your children. You can be praying and thinking of 100 different things. But in kicking a ball, if you think about anything else, it'll not go where you want. You must be absolutely there, otherwise it won't work. So it is the intensity and involvement. Without it, there is no spiritual process. Spiritual process is the highest level of intensity and involvement. If you are involved with life intensely, you will be naturally spiritual. Spiritual does not mean looking up or looking down, exploring the nature of your existence. How can you not do that if you're intense about your life? If your life matters, how can you not explore the full depth and dimension of who you are? Because that is what the spiritual process is.
An interesting video. Oh, I have a lot of thoughts, and there was something I've been playing in my mind for, well, a couple of months now, maybe not like a couple isn't two. As I've been reaching certain conclusions about spirituality, and so the thing is, Dhruv Rathee, I really don't know him or know not much what he says or does. The way the video portrayed him, the way he speaks, perhaps in those little snippets, and I'm just wanting to say the little snippets, is also not how I would understand spirituality personally. I know that many of you have conflicting views about Sadhguru. I like Sadhguru so far. You know, I only can watch this much content. You cannot make an opinion of a person from just a couple of videos. You actually have to spend some time with them and understand what they're about. So this is why I really reserve my judgment when judging people just from YouTube. I know it for myself. You can only see that little tiny part of who I am, and I don't think that you can judge a person just based on just a number of videos. I think it's virtually impossible, and whoever might think otherwise, I dare to say they're very naive. Now, obviously, when it comes to reading scriptures, and this is where I've been contemplating, because I had discussions with people, and I personally am arriving at the point that there is no point, almost, at least for me, because I've been doing that for 20 odd years, like reading all the books on spirituality, and it really kind of reaffirmed that real conclusion, and that's kind of from really within and contemplation, that there is basically no point. Like, you have so many things out there, and when you are able, and I'm just saying that no point when you are able to connect to the divine. I think once you experience the oneness, once you experience that connection to all things, you don't need books for that. I've been discussing with my friends that do, and they basically, I don't read anything because I'm connected. And although, you know, there are a lot of crazy things happening in the psychic world as well. You can come across false light and all these kind of things. So this is why you absolutely need guidance or guru or whoever. In the West, there are kind of psychic development groups when it comes to that, because you can get psychic attacks, etc. So I think for the better connection, but once you're connected and you are at the source, I think it downloads information that are beneficial for you. Not beneficial with someone that lives in New Zealand, but for you, for your current circumstance. And I think that's your best guidance in life. And this is why almost reading scripture can be interesting, but what Sadhguru is saying without practice is basically pointless. And this is why I'm like, maybe I should just completely stop reading everything and just really do like a super hardcore practice and then see where I get to. So, but at the same time, if a person, let's say, is not open to spirituality, it has a certain point of view, there is like, I would find it for myself a waste of my time to be convincing people to do otherwise. It's everyone's personal belief. It's everyone's personal journey. And I do respect that. And if that's not what he likes, fair enough. You know, we all have different mission on this planet. If we are coming out of the ultimate Brahman reality, that we're basically really all one and all connected, and that's what I believe Hindu philosophy also talks about. then you can't judge other people. Obviously you can share your opinion and you can share your views, but I always come back to the point when you're judging other person, you're judging yourself. So just be very careful how you approach that topic. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video with me. If you did enjoy, please give a thumbs up, share a like, and subscribe to this channel. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, please do take care. I'm sending lots of love. Bye-bye.